Hey everybody on YouTube, my name's Nick. Today I'm going to be talking about a few things like pet peeves and whatnot. Also in the comment box I'm going to want you to leave a comment telling me what your biggest pet peeve is. So, let's get started. Probably my biggest pet peeve I'm going to rant about is ignorant assholes that talk bad about bands. Talk bad about music and in general, music, and they don't have the variety to listen to more music than what they do listen to. And the music they don't listen to, they talk shit about it, It's like those kind of people that listen to classic rock, on one hand, and they do nothing but talk shit about modern day music. Like, modern day rock and roll, modern day hard rock, whatever. Same goes for, metal. Back in the older days, I guess you could say, when Iron Maiden, Iron Butterfly, you could even, I guess, include Kiss and Motley Crue. Back in those days with metal, and even Slayer, stuff like that, People that listen to that stuff and do nothing but talk shit about the modern day music, they'll say, all modern music sucks dick, because all they've heard is the stuff they don't like, And so they're just basically shit talkers, and that's what really bugs me, I saw a YouTube video the other day of a kid doing a little bit of a rant about modern music, specifically modern day metal. He was really into Metallica and Megadeth, and, that's respectable. Metallica and Megadeth are fucking awesome, Well, not so much Metallica anymore, to me. I've listened. I'm not a big fan of them anymore. But to take those bands and compare them to modern day music and say that modern day metal sucks, it's like saying that all of it sucks, that's what bugs me, people that do that. I have respect for people that listen to the older stuff and they can come out and say why they don't like certain modern bands, why they don't like specific modern bands, like, someone that was maybe into Metallica or Megadeth or, any of the older bands, Iron Maiden, like the bands I named, and, run their mouth saying that all modern metal sucks. That bugs me. But I do have respect for the people that listen to the older metal music and can come up with a variety of different metal bands of today's music and say why they don't like those specific bands rather than why they don't like the genre itself. Because, you can, I guess, you have the freedom to express whatever, like I'm doing, but you can't just go around and say all modern music sucks dick, because there is good modern music, to me at least. There's a lot of modern metal bands, a lot of modern rock bands, hard rock bands that I listen to. Some of which include, the shirt I'm wearing, A Day to Remember, kind of like a pop punk metal-ish alternative mixture, kind of band. They're respectable musicians, they're really good musicians, they're good people, they're nice. Other bands too. I'm even going to add in Escape the Fate and Falling in Reverse. I like both of them. Those bands are worth respecting, Those are bands worth listening to and respecting. There are a lot of bands like that are worth respecting, listening to, and stuff like that. So that's like one of my biggest pet peeves. Another pet peeve is the people that listen to, one band itself and they say all other music sucks. That really bugs me. And then the kind of people that are into one genre of music, the kind of people that listen to metal, a specific subgenre of metal, say death metal, You could even add in hardcore. You could add in grindcore, you can add in metalcore, you could add in doom metal, you could add in glam metal, you could add in Viking metal, pirate metal, even fucking vampire metal. I don't give a shit, You can add in whatever. The people that listen to one genre but toss every single other subgenre of it away. Like, only that one genre they listen to is the only thing that's good, because they don't broaden their horizon. By the way, Bring Me the Horizon is a good band to me. I don't know. You guys probably don't think so, but there's a lot of hate on them right now. But I have so much respect for them. Anyway, that's off subject. So those are a couple of my biggest pet peeves. And as a musician myself, I can clarify everything I've said, you know. I can easily clarify everything I've just told you, and why those are my pet peeves, you know, and I'm sure a lot of you can agree with me on those. And for those of you who disagree with me on that, bring on the fucking hate, you know. 'Cause you're not gonna win the battle. You're not gonna fucking win, because honestly, what I just said makes sense. There's a lot of controversy today about music. It's really bugging me. Another style of music, I'm not really into it. Rap and hip hop and pop, straight up pop, you know, stuff like that. I never really got into it. There are a couple of good rappers, I guess you could say, that I have listened to and do respect. And those are rappers that have been through the stuff that they actually rap about in their songs. Tupac is a great example. He spoke up against the Illuminati or whatever, so it's rumored, and was killed because of it, you know. But he backed up everything he said, you know. He went through everything that he talks about in his songs, which is why I respect him. That motherfucker's a genius. And I'm not comparing him to modern day. I'm not even going to compare him, but I'm just going to say straight up, you know, the modern rap music, say Lil Wayne, I don't know, you guys might like him, okay? That's great for you if you like Lil Wayne, okay? Good for you, you know. I'm not going to say go fuck yourself, whatever, you know, it's what you're into, cool. You've got to understand, though, a lot of the stuff Lil Wayne does rap about, he hasn't been through. And I've looked up a lot of proof, a lot of evidence to prove that fact, you know, that he, you know, when he was 13 or something, he was signed by Birdman. You know, he was signed. And he lived with Birdman in, you know, some rich fucking neighborhood at 13 or 14. And here he goes rapping occasionally about, you know, songs where he's living in the streets selling crack and talking about how crazy his thug life in prison was and all that shit. He needs to shut the fuck up, you know? It gets on my nerves. And he doesn't have a lot of talent, you know? He can keep a rhythm. I'll give him that. He can keep a rhythm. But what really bugs me is the fact that, you know, there's a lot of musicians out there, there's a lot of rappers out there, there's a lot of different people out there, you know, that have a lot of talent. You know, you can go on the north side of town where I live, and, you know, you'll see a group of people standing there and freestyling out the ass, you know, about stuff they've been through, making it make sense, you know, making those statements, you know. Whereas Lil Wayne, pretty much, the lyrics he writes, or whoever writes his fucking lyrics, it doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make sense. One minute, you know, he could be talking about Microsoft and Bill Gates, okay? Then another moment, he's talking about selling crack. Then another moment, he's talking about a Gremlins movie. Because I know he's made references to that shit. Then he could be talking about gonorrhea and how much he loved this girl and how much jewelry he has and money he has. All in the same song, which doesn't make sense to me. You know, it's okay for a song to have more than one meaning, but that's not a lot of meaning. That's just a lot of bullshit he does to try to rhyme and make himself look like a hard ass. So I don't respect him at all. I just will not respect him. Unless you can give me a valid reason why I should respect Lil Wayne. Because he got it handed to him, you know, getting signed. He got that handed to him. I'm working on getting my band, Masking Vanity, by the way, is the name. I'm working on getting my band signed. We're recording this summer, and we care about music, you know. We put our souls into it. We care about the straight up music. That is exactly what we care about. That's all we care about, is making music. having fun too and working at it too. Because, yeah, it is work. I don't give a fuck if you're going to argue and say music isn't work and say it's only supposed to be fun. It's work, but it's fun at the same time. So that's pretty much where I come from about that whole thing. That there's a lot of people that have talent out there, but they don't make it. Like a lot of the modern musicians and people nowadays. And the sad thing is, record deals for what I'm really mostly into and what I know most about is rock music, metal music, hardcore music, the whole scene of hardcore. That's what I know most about, and there's a lot of bands that have such a variety in the stuff they play. There's a band where I live, they're called Our Only Hope. They're really, really good. Very, very great local band. And they haven't been signed. There's other bands too. Saint the Sinner is one band. They're from, I think, Boston. I think they're from Boston, and they haven't been signed. Whereas look at bands like Make Me Famous, which is a great band, by the way. Asking Alexandria, which is another great band. Both sound exactly alike. I'm not gonna lie, they do. Same thing, Hatebreed and Five Finger Death Punch sound so much alike that it ticks me off that record deals sign them because they sound just like another band. These record deals don't take companies, and that's one of my pet peeves also. I'm just naming off a bunch of them. The record deals, they sign these bands that sound just like every other band they've signed. And that ticks me off. That pisses me the fuck off. Because there's these bands, that are doing something brand new in the music scene. They're doing something totally different that catches people's attention, but the record dealers don't want it to even take a chance. They don't want to get fucked over, They don't want to sign a band that could potentially ruin their stance at wherever they're at. I guess is something you could say. So, yeah, that's a few of my pet peeves. Anyways, just leave a comment. Tell me what your biggest pet peeve is. You could even make a response to this video. But if you have anything to reply to me about anything I've said, I'm open to it. I'm very open to anything any of you guys have to say. I'm not going to be a dick. I'm just being myself. I'm stating what my stuff is. So I hope there's no arguments here. And no arguing like pussies and assholes and twats over the fucking internet, I want some good positive remarks, and I want some validations to prove me wrong, at least on a few of the things I've said. So if any of you guys have what it takes to stand up to anything I've said, at least about, like Lil Wayne, or about record deals, or about anything, any of my pet peeves, if you have anything to say about that, go for it. If you agree with me, tell me why. So, anyway, this is Love and Suicide 12. Nick right here. Anyway, just leave a comment, rate, subscribe, whatever. Thank you.